Stay-at-home orders lifted as of midnight in some of Canada's COVID-19 hotspots. I'm thinking of Toronto, I'm thinking of Peel Region, thinking of North Bay. Laura McQuillan has the details. Toronto, we know, Laura, for example, the longest lockdown in North America, 100 days. What changes for people who are, where the restrictions are a little bit lighter this morning?
Yeah, emphasis on the little, Heather, because there is one change here, and that is that non-essential retail can open with really strict capacity limits. We're talking about stores that haven't been able to open for more than 100 days now. So it is a huge relief to those retailers, even though some small businesses will only be able to have a couple of people inside because it's a 25% capacity cap. For a mall, that might be thousands of people, but we're hearing from business owners that it will make a huge difference. They've had to do curbside pickup or pivot to online only, try and find other things to keep their business afloat since November 23rd, when the original lockdown began in Toronto and Peel. So back at that state, but now the province has tweaked it so they can open their doors for non-essential retail. You mentioned North Bay, the Parry Sound area as well, going red on that colour-coded system. Red means a step further. Haircuts, indoor dining, gyms can reopen. Toronto and Peel not quite at that point yet, but when they do get there, the decision won't be because they've crossed a certain threshold in terms of cases. It's going to be a discussion between their local top doctors and the provincial officials who are in charge of reopening about when they might be ready. So some disappointment from other businesses in Toronto and Peel that they're not quite there yet, but progress is being made on that front, Heather.
In terms of the other parts of Canada, Laura, since we start this week and this anniversary week, where do things lie as far as reopening?
Okay, I'll start you off with Quebec on this front because they have made some big changes to most of the province, moving into orange zones. So around the Montreal region, it is status quo for now, but you can see the big shift in orange means a later curfew, 9:30 p.m. so instead of 8 p.m, which will remain in that red zone area. Also in these orange parts of Quebec, restaurants can open to indoor dining. So you can have a maximum of 2 adults plus their kids at any one table. That's pretty strict, but other rules go even further, including you have to have a reservation and you have to prove you're from an orange zone. You can't be travelling from Montreal up to an orange zone to get dinner. They will be turning you away. Bars are still closed, but gyms and places of worship are now open again. So a shift in that direction in Quebec as well. We're also keeping an eye on New Brunswick because changes there today as the entire province becomes a yellow zone. That means that people can expand their bubbles from what's called the Steady 10 to Steady 15, sharing that bubble with 15 people now, and some adjustments to gatherings as well, expanding those with some hope as well that the Atlantic bubble could reform within months. Heather, they're aiming for the end of June.
This week, hitting this one-year anniversary on Thursday with parts of the economy opening up, as you've just outlined for us, Laura. Vaccines rolling out increasingly, although, a lot of ground to make up there. But Canada seems to be on the right path if you listen to the top health and government experts.
That's right. They are optimistic, but they are cautious at the same time because we have been here before. We have reopened and then had to shut things back down. And that is the warning that we're hearing from experts across the board. When you spoke with Dr. Christopher Labos, infectious disease specialist, last hour, you asked him, Heather, is this a light at the end of the tunnel? And he said he was seeing a little bit of that. Take a listen.
Vaccines are rolling out. The vaccine rollout is going, it seems, fairly well. The numbers of people vaccinated or the number of doses administered keeps going up. So in general, things seem to be going well. The number of cases seem to be going down. So I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. I think we still have to be careful because with the variants of concern, there's always the possibility that things could get worse. And, optimism doesn't mean complacency.
So keeping up those public health measures, trying to vaccinate to outrun the variants, which are more contagious, of course, could upend things once again. But we are seeing signs of optimism at Heather as we look towards spring, more and more things reopening and those vaccines rolling out.
Laura McQuillan, thank you very much.